I'm falling in love with this Kosso that we just cut into these small bowl blanks. See how the red heartwood contrasts with the lighter sapwood that's got these great spalted streaks in it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I really like it and I want to do something cool. Kosso is an African hardwood that was recently added to the endangered species list. However, some sources say that they have had some success with reforestation, and there is a fair amount of it still out there that was harvested before it was added to the list, if you know where to look. And hopefully there will be lots more of it in the future because it's beautiful wood. Now, for whatever reason, this is the first time I have ever turned a bowl. But like everything I do, I have a rough idea, and I'm going to move in that direction, but I'm going to listen and let the wood speak to me as we go, and hopefully the end result is better than my original idea. I'm going to start with this piece. This is an end piece that was cut off. In fact, I got it out of the bargain box, and the reason it was there is because the sapwood here, which is beautiful, is very soft. In fact, it's almost a cork-like texture. Maybe you can see how it is very, very soft. And normally that would be a huge problem for a turning project, but I have an idea of how I want to work that and maybe use it to my advantage. So hopefully, if all works out, I'm going to take this discounted piece of Kosso that was rejected originally and make it something beautiful. Start the process by turning on the most important tool in our shop. It's late July in Savannah, Georgia. This is the most important tool in our shop. Well, we have something starting to take shape now, and I think it's going to turn out okay. I am having some challenges with those soft parts as expected, but it's kind of giving me an idea. So I think I am going to let our piece of wood sit here tonight and think about what it wants to be when it grows up, while I go study some ancient Japanese fire arts. So a few centuries ago, the Japanese found a way to take their cypress siding and burn it, which made it weatherproof and bug-proof. Today this is called shou sugi, which is almost Chinese for long-lasting board, so probably that's not what the Japanese called it 3 centuries ago. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to take my torch and I'm going to set our board here on fire. And at the very least, I hope I create some cool patterns and a distressed look here. Not really sure what's going to happen, but let's set it on fire and see. Well, the wood spoke to me, and it said, as I kind of expected, the soft parts of the wood caught fire and burn up as sawdust tends to do. Now, the normal, rational woodworker who can accept failure would probably stop here, throw this on the burn pile, and move on with their life. I, however, as the eternal optimist, see some things that I kind of like in this. So I'm going to head over to the sander and change direction a little bit, but I think I can salvage this and still make something kind of interesting out of it. I keep this bottle on my desk so that when I'm having a bad day, I can look at it and remind myself that somewhere in Brooklet, Georgia, someone is having a worse day than me because they are having to squeeze the oil out of Steve Cook's tongue. Well, I hope you can see how that tongue oil brings out the color and the grain in this Kosso. It's a beautiful, deep, rich wood. Even with the charred burn parts, it turns out just really nice, really cool. So even though things did not go exactly as planned, I think I ended up with a really interesting piece. I like the way it turned out. I think it'll make a nice, one of those trays to collect all the stuff that's in your pockets at the end of the day. I am calling it the Cashtray because that sounds nicer than all of the junk left in your pockets at the end of the day tray. But I like the way it turned out with the charred pieces. I really like the way the color and the grain popped out after the tongue oil. And there are several morals to this story. One about playing with fire, one about beauty being in the eye of the beholder, and probably one about giving the stuff in the scrap pile a chance. So until next time, may all the fires you start end up as something awesome, and may you end the day with the same number of fingers you started with.